like you all know, if you follow me so well on this channel, you know that we are already over 4 years now in Canada. And for citizenship, you should have spent about 3 years. If you have not left the country at any point, you just have to keep counting those days. And I know that this is something that everybody dreams about, you know, coming to Canada and you want to be a Canadian. But the process too takes coins. Like, you know, Canada does not do anything free. There's nothing that is free. So I'm just going to share with you the process for us and take you through our ceremony, because I want you to see what it looks like, and you know, everything to how we eventually saw an oath and all of that. So if you are going to be a Canadian citizen, you must have spent about 1,095 days or about 3 years here in Canada without going out. So if you have any reason to leave the country to your home country or anywhere else, you have to, you know, count the days that you have spent within. So it might take you longer. So bear that in mind. But we didn't go anywhere. In fact, our Nigerian passport expired on us. It was actually last year, 2023. Mine expired in May. My other family expired in July. And there was nowhere we could go to. And we didn't even plan. We just wanted to get the citizenship. But we also had so many things in the pipeline that extended our citizenship. And because you know that here in Canada, you can't... I want to do my makeup. So let's see how we can, you know, go through that together. So you know that here in Canada, you can't get anything for free. And, you know, free meaning you have to pay for everything, right? So what happened was that we had a project. We, of course, purchased our home. If you have not seen that video, I will link it somewhere up here for you to go watch. Then we also had to build our basement. And that took a while. You know, that took a process for us because we want to make money to be able to pay the citizenship money, because it is not cheap as well. I know for citizenship, if you're an adult, you pay processing fee and right of citizenship fee, which is $650. So processing fee is about $530, and then the right of citizenship is $100, which is $630 for each adult over 18. And if you are a minor, you pay $100. You have to also pay for your certificates. Somebody, I was telling somebody that we're applying for citizenship, and he was like, "Flookie, why did it take you so long to apply for citizenship?" I said, it is money. You have to pay for every detail, everything here in Canada. There's nothing that is free. So we have to plan. So it's not money that you want to just take out of something without it making sense. Some people have been in Canada really for even more than that and been living life with their PR card, renew their PR card. It is not a crime. So if you don't have money for citizenship, please don't go and break the bank, or don't go and, you know, dig into your credit card and say you must do it by force. It is not by force, and you are not pleasing anybody. Me and my family, we don't work with other people's agenda. I think I've said that a couple of times here. So it is when the time is actually right for us, that's when we proceed with things. So for us, we had to wait because, like I mentioned, we built our business, we moved, we had to build our business and start making money from it. We need money now because there were new addition to our bills, because we had to now pay property tax. That one is not smiling. You have to do insurance for your house. You have to pay storm fee, you know, garbage, all these kind of things that we usually don't pay when you are tenants, right? So that was something to plan for. So it's also like a project. So we categorize each tax, major tax, like a project, mini project, and then we scale those as it comes. So that was a project for us at the time to finish our basement, which we did, and then we started renting out, and then we picked up the next project that we had, which was our citizenship, and that's why it took us a while. So we were 4 years in October 2023, and in November we applied for citizenship. We paid the $630 for the right of citizenship and the processing fee, and for 3 of us, because of course, you know, my son is an adult now, and then my daughter, who is a minor, although she's 16, we paid $100. Then we also had to pay for certificates. Certificate is $75. Everything you have to pay for. And that's not the end, even after the ceremony, you're going to pay for your passport. You want to get your passport. This is not the end now. You need a passport, that blue passport. You need it. So that's what is most important. So we have to also pay for that. I want to do my makeup. So let me put it here so that can, I think that works better. Right. So we have to pay for that, and we applied. So we applied in November 2023, right? We applied in November 2023, and by December, exactly almost a month after, we received an email that we could write the exam. And I know that at some point, for some other people, there will be delays because of number of people applying. I don't know whether the time was easy for us. I know some people it took time more than that, and they also probably would differ per province and maybe the number of people there. I really can't tell, because even my sister that had applied since she lives in Ontario, she's applied since, she said, in May or June. She only just received her own confirmation to write her exam we're in March right now, in February. So she received the mail late February, and by January we had written our exam. So I was wondering why did it take her that long, to get to her. Maybe it's the number of population in Ontario, I don't know. Anyway, so by December we received our own notification to write the exam, which they will give you 4 weeks to do that. And man, the tension was high, because you have 3 options to write, and if you fail, you are paying the money again, and all of that. But I was just like, okay. There was a lot to read. We had some questions, past questions that some people shared with us that we can use as practice question. It's like you're writing your SGI exam, there's always past questions to reflect on. And then we had that book, that almighty book, the Discovery book, Discovery Canada, that can also help you. But that book is plenty. In fact, I must confess, I did not read that book. I probably just skimmed through a couple of pages, the first maybe less than 20 pages. And I just say, I beg, all these dates and everything, there were just so many things to have to remember or know. But I just knew that you don't need everything, but you don't know where the question is going to come from. From 20 objective questions, you have to pass 16 for you to be able to move forward. So when I focused mainly on the past questions, and I know that they could, change the way they ordered that objective questions, answers for you to pick from, but at least if you know what you're looking for, you'll find it. So I did it a couple of times. Even my husband did the exam first. Then it was now my son and I, and we're like, have you done it? Have you done it? Have you done it? So I just waited the day that nobody was home, and I just, okay, this is the time. Honestly, I hate exam. I hate exam. In fact, I've come to a time in my life that I hate exam, and I hate to be put under pressure to write an exam, because I'm always like, I will not fail, though. I know I will not fail, but that tension of, okay, have you prepared enough? Now these things you've done many, many years ago. And I'm like, and that's even one reason that I said I wasn't going to go to school here in Canada. But that's a story for another day, because see my gray hair. I cannot come and fail. But that's on the lighter note. I just decided that I wasn't going to write any exam here in Canada. I'll probably be doing certification, which was okay for me for, my own field of study and where I was trying to navigate into as per profession. So I wrote the exam and I got 18. I actually got 18 over 20. My husband too got 18, but my son got 20. Yes, now what is he using his head to do? It's to read book now. It doesn't have any expense, I think. Anyway, we wrote the exam and we're waiting. We did it in January, so we're just waiting, and we are just 1 week into our citizenship. So by this time next week, we are going to be sworn in as a Canadian citizen. So it's excitement for my household. However, there's a twist to it because my son has two tests that day, which will not make him be able to, come around with us. We had looked at ways in which we could see how, if he could push the test, but here, except for medical grounds, you can't really ask that you can have your test done alone or move to another date. And well, both are important, but citizenship, they always do that later. And there might be opportunity to even go online for him, or just do a private one for him, which they do for people. And I didn't even say to you guys that our desire has always been to go in person, because I know that sometimes there's an option of online. Also depends on how many people are going to be there. I don't know. We are going to be holding this at the library in downtown. Usually it also held at different places, but I think the library is not as big, so I want to assume that we are not plenty. We actually checked in our application form that we wanted in person, and I know that in the past, for some other people, some get in person even when you check like that, and some will get online. So we're so excited when we received that email. It was so exciting that it was going to be in person. Also forgot to mention that we took passports, right? And for passport, like your application form for immigration and all of those things, it has specification and you have to abide by those specifications. So they needed passports for us to also attach to our application, which we did, and we went to London Drugs here in Saskatoon to take it. It was really cheap. It was about $20 each. I think the four of us paid about $88, if I'm not mistaken, right, for those passports. We went to Walmart. It was expensive. That's really the expense on this citizenship. But of course, to come will be the passport, which you have to pay for, and there's a process for it. So we are so excited. So we're going to be just three of us going. I'm not sure my son will go with us, or well, we'll go to downtown together. Then he will probably hop on the bus to school for his own test, but he can't be with us at the ceremony. But let's take you through that ceremony, guys. Canadian citizen, how do you like that?
Two, and then there's 4 Canada flags.
Okay.
Okay. And I just need everyone's PR cards.
Grab a flag, guys.
On Treaty 6 territory, the traditional territory of the Cree Nation and the homeland of the Métis Nation. As Canadians, we are all living on traditional territory of Indigenous peoples. The histories of Indigenous peoples in Canada are rich and diverse. They stretch far into the past thousands of years before the arrival of European newcomers to Canada. The stories of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people are essentially the story of Canada itself, and Indigenous peoples will continue to play important roles in Canada's development and future. Let us take this opportunity to both acknowledge our country's past and to move towards a new nation-to-nation relationship with Indigenous peoples based on inherent rights, respect, and partnership. It is essential that all Canadians move forward together on the road to reconciliation so that we can have a proper legacy for future generations. Following today's ceremony, I encourage you to do your own research about the territory you reside on and explore how you can honor Indigenous peoples in your own way as a new Canadian citizen. I swear that I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to His Majesty,
to His Majesty,
King Charles III,
King Charles III,
King of Canada,
King of Canada,
his heirs and successors,
his heirs and successors,
and that I will faithfully observe
and that I will faithfully observe
the laws of Canada,
the laws of Canada,
including the Constitution,
including the Constitution,
which recognizes and affirms
which recognizes and affirms
the Aboriginal and treaty rights of
the Aboriginal and treaty rights of
First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people,
First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people,
and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen. In recognition that Canada is a bilingual country, I would like to invite those who wish to do so repeat the French version of the Oath of Citizenship. This symbolic gesture signifies your commitment to respecting Canada's two official languages. Now, this is tough for me, so I want you all to jump in behind, okay?
That completes the taking of the oath of citizenship and the presentation of certificates. Let's give everyone one more round of applause to our new candidates.
My name is Afolake Idris. The culmination of a journey filled with hope and resilience and endless possibilities is what Canada, or becoming a Canadian citizen, means to me. It represents a dream come true, a dream of belonging, a dream of embracing a new identity rooted in diversity and inclusivity. It's a testament of the countless moments of adaptation, challenges we have overcome as a family, and bonds that have forged with fellow newcomers and Canadians alike. I am filled with gratitude to God Almighty for the opportunities this country has offered and warmth of the people around us. Being Canadian means embodying values of equity, compassion, and respect for all. It's all about contributing to the vibrant tapestry of cultures and striving for a brighter future for generations to come. With my citizenship, I'm eager to continue my journey, making meaningful contributions to my community and nation while celebrating the richness of my Canadian identity. Thank you so much.
My name is Afolake Idris. I feel so excited this morning and having to become a Canadian citizen, particularly as a dual nationality. I'm originally from Nigeria and I'm also a Canadian right now. I feel really proud. Canada is such a beautiful country. I look forward to the privilege of enjoying all the freedoms and the responsibilities that come with being a Canadian citizen. Thank you.
Canadian soldier poet in World War I, Dr. John McKay wrote, "To you we throw the torch. be yours to hold it high. I leave you now with my warmest wishes for a long, peaceful, and prosperous life in this, your chosen land. Stay healthy and safe. Congratulations to you all, and welcome to the Canadian family.
Sing a bilingual version, but you may choose to sing in English or French or bilingually.